And welcome to STSBN from Shoreline College tonight. Big men's basketball game between Bellevue College and Shoreline Community College. This is a NWAC North Region game tonight. Well, we're already ready for starting lineup, so I'm going to tune my mic down so you can hear the public address announcer. We'll get caught up on these lineups here in just a moment as well. Bellevue wearing the road blue uniforms today, and here come your Dolphins of Shoreline. Got the music playing, the cheer squad. Dolphy the Dolphin is out there, and here comes your lineup.
Dolphy.
Dolphy.
Gotta love Dolphy.
That's Austin Jort right there, and here comes Marcus Armstead. Skylar Kelly right there, the sharpshooter. Ryan Reyes being announced. And then finally, Adam Johnson. So let's get you those starting lineups right now. For Bellevue, number 1, Jalen Ward. He is a 5'11" sophomore out of O'Day. Number 2, Dominique Jordan. He is a 5'10" sophomore guard out of Curtis, and he can light it up. Number 3, Dominic Smith, 6'4" sophomore guard out of Tahoma. Number 10, Brian Czar, 6'4" freshman out of Jackson, who we weren't sure was going to even play tonight after talking to assistant coach Luke Hammond earlier. He's got a bit of an ankle injury. And finally, rounding out the starting lineup, number 32, a 6'7" sophomore from Mount Si High School, Anthony McLaughlin. Getting you caught up on Shoreline right now. Number 10, a 6' sophomore guard from Big Fork, Montana, Austin Jort. Number 14, a 6'2" freshman guard from Mount Lake Terrace, Washington, Marcus Armstead. Number 20, Skylar Kelly. He's a 6' freshman guard out of Shadle Park in Spokane. We'll get to the rest of that lineup here in just a minute as Bellevue with the first possession of the night. Bellevue currently ranked number 1 out of all the teams in the NWAC out of 32. Riding an 11-game winning streak coming into this game. You say the ball was last touched by Shoreline, so Bellevue maintaining possession with 19 to go on the shot clock. That is Ward rolling over to Czar. He hits the 3. Zare with the first 3 ball of the game. Local product from Jackson High School in Mill Creek. And a bit of a rematch here, if you will. Zare, actually I shouldn't say rematch, they're on the same team. I knew I was going to get that confused. Zare out of Mill Creek High School, Jackson High School in Mill Creek. Adam Johnson getting his first 2. One of his teammates is Dominique Jordan out of Curtis High School. The two of them played against each other in the state basketball 4A championship game back in 2013. 3-2. Bellevue out on top early. Rounding out that starting lineup, by the way, number 24, Ryan Reyes for Shoreline. As Ward goes to the hole, misses the shot. Armstead coming up with it. Reyes is a 6'4" sophomore from Farrington, Hawaii. And then finally, rounding out the starting lineup for Shoreline, number 42, Adam Johnson. He is a 6'4" sophomore forward from Ballard. Shoreline looking for their first lead of the game. They trail 3-2. Johnson with the ball, left wing. Kicks over to Reyes. Reyes swings it to Armstead. Armstead throwing it back to Jort. Jort's going to pull up from 17 feet out. Hits the front of the iron. Bounces off. And grabbing the rebound is number 32, Anthony McLaughlin. I think they're going to call him for a foul. They are, in fact. McLaughlin picking up the first foul of the game for either team with 18:27 to go here in the first half. New 35-second clock for Shoreline. Armstead with the ball. Left wing drives into the key, loses it. However, the ball bounces nicely over to his teammate Reyes. Throws it back to Armstead. These two teams have met one other time this season already. Bellevue getting the better of Shoreline 79-67 in that game. Armstead getting that ball taken away. Zare stripping it from him, and those are two players who have played against each other once or twice in their careers, both Wesco. Although one was Wesco 3A, one was Wesco 4A, but I'm sure they've played plenty of spring league and whatnot. Armstead from Mount Lake Terrace and Zare from Jackson. Ward kicks that one over to Zare. Zare drives the lane and floats it back to Smith. Smith puts it up and in.
Hey, it might be worth mentioning Monday, your radio show. We're going to be broadcasting that live video also.
Oh, no kidding.
That's
so I better wear something nice, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you better.
Armstead coming away with that ball.
Wear your clean shirt.
Kicks it out, and the three connecting is Skylar Kelly. One of the higher three-point shooter percentage-wise players in the NWAC. Ties the game up at 5-5. Smith trying to put his team back up by 3 on the other end for Bellevue. Misses the shot. All knotted up 5 apiece with 17:08 to go. And we'll talk about that podcast here in just a minute for any of our folks who are high school basketball fans in the area. Certainly quite a few of those around here. There's possibly some players even locally watching this game tonight, trying to decide if they want to play for one of these two teams. Turnover goes to Bellevue. So yeah, you have to inform me. This is the first I've heard of this. I do a podcast with two members of the Everett Herald every week, David Kruger and Aaron Lammers. That's actually the radio show you're talking about, right? The KRKO radio show.
That is correct.
We do a radio show and a podcast. So the radio show will be broadcast not only on KRKO radio, 5 o'clock on Monday evening, as Zare drives baseline, floats one up over the top of two defenders, hits the rim twice, bounces off, and Adam Johnson comes away with the rebound. Shoreline with the possession. But we're also going to be live on camera, is that what you're saying? And where will that be? STSPN?
That is correct. We're covering that game, the Snohomish game that night, and you guys are going to be live ahead of that game. So we're just going to go ahead and do it also.
Armstead with the ball. Fakes the pass to Jort. Finally waits until Kelly pops open. Down to 7 on the shot clock. They're going to have to do something fairly quickly. Jort with the ball. 3 seconds to go on the shot clock. Armstead with the long three ball. Banks it in! It's Saturday and the bank is still open. Armstead for 3. 8-5, Shoreline up over the Bulldogs here with 15:55 to go. Not sure that's the way that he normally intends to make those baskets, as I've seen Armstead make plenty of threes in his time. Steals the ball there. And playing with a 4-on-4 situation here right now as two players come roaming up the court from behind the action. We now have all 10 players in the front court here. Ball gets loose, almost away from Reyes. He's able to get it back. Kicks it back out to Johnson for 3. Misses that one. Rebound coming down to Ward. 15-19 to go here, first half. Shoreline with the early lead. Mentioned these two teams both in the North region in an 8-team conference. As that ball is left short. That was number 32, McLaughlin with the shot. Bellevue 7-0 in conference play. Shoreline 3-4. They're in a 3-way tie for 4th place. Both teams with 7 games to go, and only the top 4 make it to the playoffs. So really, I wouldn't call it a must-win for Shoreline at this point, but every game does matter for them. Bellevue holding a 1-game lead over Edmonds, and then their next opponent down is 3 games behind them, so certainly they've got some leeway. We're going to get an offensive foul called. I believe that's going to be on Jalen Ward, who was attempting to set a pick for his teammate. That is in fact the case. Second team foul against Bellevue here in the first half. Only the first on Ward. So right now, Shoreline, Jort bringing the ball up. Reyes is still in the game. Number 40 is checked in. That's Josh Laboucaine. We'll have a lot of fun with that name throughout the night. Laboucaine setting a pick for Armstead, and I think they're going to call him for a moving screen, and that's in fact the case. So Laboucaine, as quickly as he enters the game, gets his first foul. Skylar Kelly also still in the ball game, as is Armstead. 8-5, Shoreline with the early lead. 14:22 to go here in the first half. Smith with the ball up on top. Gets over to Jordan. Jordan floats one up. Let's see if the basket does in fact count. Foul is away from the ball. We get Ryan Reyes with the foul. His first, third team foul against Shoreline. Unfortunate for the Dolphins as Bellevue made the basket and also gets the ball underneath the hoop. 3 ball from the corner. That's off the mark as that was Dominique Jordan with the attempt. Jordan, a product out of Curtis High School, as I mentioned earlier, won a state championship 2 years ago, and he was a focal point of that offense when that Curtis team won the championship that year. 13:54 to go here in the first half. Dom Holip has checked into the game. That's number 24 for Bellevue. Shot from the wing, number 11 missing it. Corey Nevin also checking in for his first action of the night. So a few different players in for the Bulldogs who did not start the game. And Armstead's going to get called for a foul. His first. 4th team foul against Shoreline from 4 different players at this point. If you missed any of the girls' game earlier, Luke Hammond, an assistant coach for Bellevue, joined us for a few minutes. Nice fake by Smith. Finally dishes over to Nevin, gets that ball to fall. He gets his first bucket of the game and puts Bellevue ahead 9-8. We were talking to Coach Luke Hammond during the girls' game. He's one of the assistant coaches for Bellevue and mentioned that they take a lot of pride in their defense. They lead NWAC in scoring points allowed per game. It's a team that likes to play up tempo, but they also take great appreciation in holding their opponents to a low score total. So we'll see how that bodes for Shoreline here tonight. 3 ball from the corner. Smith misses it. Coming down for the rebound is Laboucaine. Gets it over to Reyes, and Shoreline trailing by 1 right now, looking for the lead once again with 12:45 to go here in the first half. Laboukaine's going to take a long 3. Misses it. Rebound for Holip. Kicks it over to the corner. Nevin for 3. He connects. Corey Nevin with 5 points. All in the last 90 seconds or so, giving his team a 12-8 lead. Nice block there by Smith as Reyes went up hard. I think he thought he got fouled. No call for the referees. Couple substitutions coming in as Zaire comes back into the game for Bellevue, and also checking in Andrew Medaglia coming in for the first time tonight. He is a 6'5" freshman from Anacortes. Also checking into the game for Shoreline, Josh Wisnubroto. It'll be fun to say 20 times fast. Shot is missed by Holip. Shoreline coming away with the ball. 12 minutes showing on the clock. Wisnubroto getting down low, kicks it out to Reyes. Reyes thought about the 3, drives baseline. Finds his teammate down there, that's Laboucaine. Laboucaine went up for the shot, missed it, but did draw the foul. Number 20, Andrew Medaglia, picking up the foul for Bellevue, his first. Laboucaine to the line, shooting 2. Misses the first. Laboucaine is a 6'4" sophomore from Kennedy Catholic. School located down in the Burien area. Reyes and Kelly both getting a breather on the bench for Shoreline right now. Laboucaine connecting on that second shot, his first bucket of the night, or his first point of the night. Wisnubroto guarding number 24, Dom Holip right now. Adam Johnson has checked back into the game for Shoreline. Also seen his first action of the night is Antonio Foster. Long 3 ball, hitting that shot is number 2, Dominique Jordan. Jordan now has 5 points on the night, and Bellevue out to their largest lead, 15-9. Mentioned Foster checking into the game. He's a 6'2" sophomore from West Seattle. Armstead open three, thought about it for a moment, finally decides to drive around the defense, drives into the lane, falls rather awkwardly, but hops right back up. And Marcus Armstead will head to the line, shooting 2.
Corey Nevin, that's his first 14th foul.
Corey Nevin getting the foul called against him, his first. 4th team foul against Bellevue. Armstead, the leading scorer for Shoreline, averaging just a little over 16 points per game, hits the first shot. Shooting 73% from the free throw line this year.
Wow. John McLean, one of our other color guys calling basketball, he would be satisfied with that, I think. He always says those are free points, man. You got to be able to get them all.
Free attempts. I never thought about this. John McClane, isn't he also the character in Bruce Willis's Die Hard movie?
That is.
I'm sure he gets that from time to time. Right?
I didn't even put that together myself. That's pretty good. I'm going to have to.
Shows you where my mind went. I know John McClane, the one you're talking about, and when you first said his name, I didn't think about him. I thought about Bruce Willis. It's weird. Anyhow, things that go through your mind during a 40-minute college basketball game. Nevin drives the lane, puts up a shot, misses it. Had the right idea, used the backboard. It just bounced off the front of the rim. And Shoreline, which trails by 5 right now, looking to cut into that Bellevue lead. Wisner Broto kicks it out to Johnson, who finds Armstead, gets his defender up in the air, misses the 3, had the open look he wanted, just couldn't quite get it to fall. And here comes Bellevue on the other end. Jordan being guarded by Foster right now. Has Zaire in the corner. Zaire's going to try to drive into the lane. Kicks it back out. He's got a wide open Jordan. He misses an open 3. Offensive board by Medelia. And Bellevue's got a new 35-second clock. Let's see how much of it they want to use up with 9:56 to go here in the first half of play. Dominic Jordan gets by Foster, kicks it down low. I think he might have thought one of his players was cutting open. He wasn't. Armstead throws it ahead. That was Nubroto. Misses the layup but draws the foul. Medelia getting called for his second personnel. And Wisnu Brodo heading to the line for 2. Wisnu Brodo, 81% from the free throw line this year. Next on the first, Sam Franks checking into the game for the first time. Player who folks around here know fairly well. He's a 6'2" freshman from Shorewood High School right down the street. Wisnu Brodo hits the second one as well. 3 straight points for Shoreline right now. Cuts Bellevue's largest lead of the night from 6 to 3. Bellevue back on the other end. Nevin swings it around to Ward. Over to Holub. Continue to go right to left, left to right, doing a nice job of getting everybody involved. There's a large scramble on the floor. They're going to say it was last touched by one of the Shoreline players.
I think it was last touched by one of the cheerleaders.
It looks as though Ryan Reyes didn't agree with the call. He was upset with it. If it was, in fact, touched by one of the cheerleaders, that's a bad thing since they should be out of bounds. But have to scoot them back a ways if they're in the line of action there. Probably for their own safety, for that matter, too.
Yeah, I can't imagine colliding with one of these guys in the middle of a play.
No. A little bit of a conference going on with the referees right now. I'm not sure if it's to determine the shot. I'm guessing it might be a shot clock issue in determining whether or not anybody ever possessed the ball. If that's the case, that changes things a bit. We're still trying to figure out where the shot clock should be. Darnelia Russell just stopping by the table, the coach of the girls team, and nice effort from them today, losing to Bellevue by 18, which doesn't sound good on the surface, but when you take into consideration the last time those two teams met, it was a 53-point game. Certainly Russell and her assistant coach, Barry Jones, has that Dolphin team heading in the right direction.
Absolutely, and I think that the score doesn't really tell it either. I think towards the end, wow, long shot there.
Missed three by Holub.
I think towards the end there, they were taking a lot of threes that they probably shouldn't have taken, and that was giving Bellevue the ball back, turning it over to Bellevue and letting them score. So
very late call there as number 24, Ryan Reyes, goes up for the shot, lost the ball. Initially there was no whistle. Blew the whistle a little bit late.
Get out of here.
Who are you talking to?
Scott Williams just sent me a tweet. One of our
yeah, I saw. I retweeted
Scott
a bunch
Williams.
of his stuff last night.
Did you? Yeah, a photographer who covers a lot of games for high school in the area, a lot of Westco games, and I'm trying to read his tweet while I do the broadcast at the same time. Not always the easiest thing in the world to do. And he was mentioning Brian Zera, obviously a Jackson player who Scott's taken photographs for at many of his games. Just points out that he wouldn't want to collide with Brian Zera either while he's on the sideline photographing games. Oh, he says he did collide with him once during a game, and it didn't feel good, is what he mentioned. So, getting back to the comment about the cheerleaders colliding with players.
Right. Yeah, I think anybody in broadcasting has wound up being in the wrong place at the wrong time at one point or another.
Well, we're in the safe spot. We're up in the last row here. It's the cheerleaders and the still photography guys like Scott that need to worry about it more so than anybody. And sounds like he's had an encounter with Mr. Zer. Sure, unintentional. Zer's a good guy. But at any rate, Reyes hits 2 free throws. They now have 5 straight points. And they might be looking for more here as Johnson comes away with a rebound. This was a 6-point game about 2 minutes ago. It was 15-9 and it is now 15-14. Shoreline, the home team wearing the white, still trailing by 1, but they're looking for the lead, and that's the way you do it. Wisnobroto driving the lane, uncontested once he got by his defender. Nice layup by Wisnobroto. He now has 4 on the afternoon. 16-15. Shoreline on a 7-0 run. They're back in the lead. And that ball's batted away by Franks. Franks hits it out of bounds. Bellevue will maintain possession, but it does take their shot clock down to 19 with 8:15 to go here in the first half.
Oh, I see Jamie Cox there. She got involved in that. She threw a pretty good pass there into the ref.
Jamie Cox, who works for the athletic department here at Shoreline Community College. She mentioned earlier that you have to wear a lot of different hats when you work in community college sports, and apparently throwing the ball back into play is certainly one of those. Missed shot there. That was number 4, Addison McIrvin, who's getting his first action of the night. He's a 6'5" freshman guard out of Issaquah. Shoreline already with 7 straight points, looking for more. Wisnobroto got into the lane and looked like he was going to have a nice, easy layup there for a moment. However, they're going to call an offensive foul on with the screen, evidently, by Adam Johnson, number 42, who picks up his second foul. It's 5 team fouls now for Shoreline here in the first half with still 7:45 to go. Getting closer to the bonus. Dominic Jordan in the corner. Swings it out to Jalen Ward. Finds an open Dominic Smith. Back to Jordan. He's going to put up a 3. Basket is good. However, we get another offensive call, this time against Bellevue.
I don't think the basket was good.
Basket did not count. I was just pointing out he made the basket, but it did not count.
Oh, I see. Just clarifying for myself. The listeners, they got it, but I was,
That's all right.
It was for me.
The foul was going to be called on number 4, Addison McIrvin, his first.
Wow, I think that was right. He did run right straight into him there.
Foul is called against Dominic Smith, his first. That's the 8th team foul against Bellevue. So heading to the line, shooting 1-1 is Josh Wisnobroto. Connects on the first shot. And we've got another guest up here. We'll try this again. Take number 2 from earlier today. Steve Eskridge, the athletic director here at Shoreline, is about to jump on with us as Wisnobroto shoots the second free throw. And for folks who are not watching the girls' game earlier, we were broadcasting the girls' game, and Steve was kind enough to come and join us and get on the air. And as soon as you got up here, we had a little bit of we had an injury down on the floor for one of the Bellevue players who ended up being okay, or at least it wasn't a serious injury. As McIrvin shoots a 3-pointer, misses it. Ball is still loose on the floor, and nicely done by Dominic Smith. He saves it back into Dominic Jordan. Jordan swinging the ball around over to Ward. Back to Jordan. McIrvin finally looks inside this time. Nice patience being shown by Bellevue right now. And finally shooting the 3 ball is Jordan. He misses the shot. And coming away with it is Antonio Foster. So earlier we had you on, and as soon as you came up here, a little bit of an injury, and you had to tend to one of the young ladies for Bellevue. Turns out she was okay, but we had a break in the action. So, Steve, we're finally going to get to you, but we have a timeout first, so we'll take a break. Oh, no, we're going to keep it right here and talk to you a bit. So, first of all, 18-15, your team here leading a team that is undefeated in league play so far. You have to like what you're seeing here in the first half.
Oh, yeah, I definitely like what we're seeing. It's going to be, it's a high-energy game, and our guys are up for the game, and I think it's going to be a good game, and then hopefully, we come out with the win here.
Now, Donald Brady, a first-year head coach here at the school. What I know a 4th place tie right now for the team, but they certainly seem to be playing better and better all the time. Talk a little bit about the job that he's done and some of his coaches.
He's done an excellent job. He came over from Bellevue actually as assistant coach there for 6 years. We were very fortunate to get him here, and he's done an outstanding job in his first year and got a great coaching staff around him. His father actually is here with him from Palm Springs High School, ex-coach of 30 years, so he's got a lot of experience on the bench with him.
And his dad was the head coach there for quite a few years, right?
Yeah.
So he does have some head coaching experience.
Uh-huh.
Now, I want to talk about the girls' team a little bit, too, in case we've got viewers who didn't cross over with us for this game. They lost by 19 today, but they were playing a Bellevue team that had beaten them by 53 earlier this year.
Yes.
Certainly, Darnelia Russell doing a nice job with that team and has a lot of nice young players to work with.
Yes, we're real excited about the direction that she's taken. Obviously, with her first-year coaches, it's always tough your first year, and she being pretty young, I think she's going to be a great coach in our league.
So we're back to play here. Shoreline with the home white uniforms, 3-point lead right now on a 9-0 run. See if they can expand upon that as Nubroto kicks it over to Foster. Foster gets into the lane, puts one up, and gets it to fall. Antonio Foster with his first 2 of the game. Shoreline with their largest lead of the night, 20-15. McIrvin with the ball right now on the left wing. Kicks it over to Smith, back to McIrvin. 17 to go on the shot clock here. Dominic Smith with the ball, floats one up. Can't get that one to fall either. Scramble for the ball, and finally coming away with it is number 32, Anthony McLaughlin. And driving into the key as Ward lost possession. Armstead able to come up with it. Armstead, by the way, your leading scorer with 16 points per game, and quite a season he's having.
Yeah, he's doing quite a good job for us. Nice young man, a good freshman, and he's going to be a great player by the time he gets out of here.
Adam Johnson for 3. 8-point lead. Bellevue needs a timeout. Shoreline on a 14-0 run. We'll still keep it right here and talk to the coach for a little bit. And I'm looking at your roster in general. Adam Johnson putting up a nice shot there. He's got 5 tonight already. Skylar Kelly, one of the top 10 3-point shooters in the NWAC as far as percentage-wise. You got a nice roster here, top to bottom.
Yeah, we've got a nice little squad here this year for us, and our head coach is doing an excellent job with the talent that he has.
Now, we're just a few days removed from it. I believe it was last Tuesday was letter of intent day. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. So yeah. Always a big day for colleges, not only the coaches, but really for the athletic department as a whole, since it's multiple sports. Tell us a little bit about what that day looked like for you guys and how you're feeling about things.
We're feeling really good about it. As softball-wise, I think we have at least 7 or 8 letter of intents that we signed. Same thing with our women's soccer program, and then we also with our men's program on the soccer side, we've signed at least 6 players locally. So we're doing really good, and we've got 8 verbals with our women's basketball program. And so we're looking good that way. We're real excited.
We had a chance to talk to Darnelia Russell right before this game, your women's coach, and she mentioned that she's getting players from all over, too. She's got one from Alaska, one from Hawaii, as well as the local talent. So it's nice to see a nice influx of players from all different parts of the state and the globe, if you will, to try to get that team going up and running again as Jordan misses the shot and Shoreline with the rebound. And, Coach, I got to tell you, I'm hearing a lot of cheering from this right-hand side. This is a nice turnout for you guys.
Yeah, we always have a pretty good turnout. We've got our baseball program over here to my right, and they're always here cheering on our guys, and that's always good to see that there's unity within our athletic department. That's what we want to see.
And is it reciprocated? Do you find that when you go to baseball games, a lot of the other athletes are cheering them on as well?
Yeah, we'll get a lot of our teams coming over there as well, too.
Armstead missing the shot from inside the key. Brian Zare with the ball on the left side. He's going to drive baseline, puts one up. Can't get it to go, but does draw the foul. Let's see who they call that one on. I believe that might be on Foster. It is, in fact, on Foster, his first. And Zare will go to the line shooting 2. Now, I know, Steve, you and I talked a little bit briefly off the air during the women's game. You guys have a big event coming up here on February 18th.
Yes, we do. We're going to be rededicating our gym. We just went through a $1.3 million renovation of our athletic facilities, and so we want to rededicate it back. And then also this year we're celebrating 50 years that the college have been in existence here. And we'll be bringing back our old athletic director that actually was not the first athletic director, but the second athletic director named Dwight Nyquist. He's going to come and speak to us. And then our new president of the college this year, Dr. Cheryl Roberts, is going to be speaking as well. And we're looking for a really exciting time that night. And then we're going to be also celebrating some of our NWAC academic and athletic award winners from the fall quarter.
Zare hits the first free throws. He now has 4 on the game. Tell us a little bit about what exactly does $1.3 million get you for a renovation? If an athlete is watching out there right now who came through the program here, if they came that night, what can they expect to see that maybe is new to them or they haven't seen before?
Well, the bleachers that we're sitting on are brand new, so we got brand new bleachers. We got a fairly brand new floor. It was sanded down all the way, brand new paint. Brand new paint in the facility all the way around, new sound system, new scoreboard, and then they put in a new sprinkler system, ventilation system, new flooring out in the foyer area, new ceiling, and lots of fresh paint throughout the whole building.
Zare getting called with a charge in the play, so wave the basket off, turn over back to Shoreline. And yeah, so it sounds like it's just going to be a fun night overall that night. Just trying to get a large crowd in here. And again, that's February 18th, and the opponent is Whatcom, is that right?
It's Whatcom Community College, yeah.
And game times will start. We have 2 games that night? Is it a doubleheader?
It'll be a doubleheader. The first game is at 5:30 with the women, and then our men play at 7:30.
Okay, so certainly we invite folks to come out to that and see what's going on. And
they can watch it right here.
Or they can watch it right here. That's right. I'm sure Mr. Eskridge here would rather them come to the games and actually support the team. But
yes, yes. We want to. It's called Pack the Stand night. We want to pack the stands that night.
So here's a better idea, Todd. They can pack the stands with Steve and the rest of the folks here, and then they can go home afterwards and watch the game on YouTube, right?
Well, I was thinking about
Armstead for 3. Marcus now with 7 points on the night. Shoreline with their largest lead of the evening, 26-16. They are on a 17-1 run right now.
I was thinking of Grandma and Grandpa in Arizona.
Very true. They should always watch these games. That's what's good about this. And I'll ask you about that too, Steve, as Brian Zare misses a shot, and Bellevue just cannot buy a bucket right now, and give Shoreline a lot of credit for causing that with great defense. So yeah, I mean, you've been with this athletic department since 1990, correct?
Yes.
So I'm seeing here you've worn multiple hats. The fact that we are up here right now, video streaming games online, so much changes. I mean, I'm sure over 25 years, and Armstead again gets the basket. He now has 9, 28-16. I mean, I cannot even think about what an athletic department looked like back in 1990 as opposed to now. How is that for you? It's got to be a little bit exciting, but also at the same time, it keeps you on your toes, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. But it's been exciting this year with the renovations in here. I came in here when we had a rubber tartan floor, and now we've got wood, and things look really good. And so we're really excited about the direction that the athletic department is going, and feel good about our program as a whole.
Well, and I've got to tell you, as an athlete myself back in the early 90s in high school around here, playing in spring leagues and whatnot, this was always, yeah, barely, not much of one, but wasn't good enough to play with these guys. But and he misses the front end of the 1-and-1. So Shoreline with the ball again. That was always the reputation this place had, was for that rubber floor, and some folks loved it, most folks did not. So I think this is it's a gorgeous looking hardwood that you guys have right now, and the gym in general just looks great.
Yes, it does. They did a very good job on it this summer.
Ward fakes out his defender, kicks it over, and finally getting a basket. There's number 32, Anthony McLaughlin, first field goal that this team has had in quite some time. It was 15-9 last time they hit a field goal, and now it's and they were in the lead at the time. Now it's 28-18 Shoreline. Open look at a three, and faking out of the defender and driving to the hoop is number 10, Austin Jort. Couldn't get it to fall. Bellevue coming away with the rebound. 2:16 to go in the half. Shoreline with a 10-point lead. I was talking to Armstead for a little bit on the air during the women's game, and said that the coaches as well as the players, as number 32 hits the shot there, that's McLaughlin again, said one of the focal points, or one of the motivators, if you will, for them today was the fact that this is a Bellevue team that's undefeated in league play, and they thought it'd be nice if they could be the first ones to give them a loss. And sure, right now it's, again, a lot of action to go here, but certainly if you're Coach Eggers and the rest of the folks over there, you're concerned, and from your standpoint, these guys got to be feeling pretty good about where they're at.
Oh yeah, they're feeling pretty good. Being ahead, in our gym and playing against the number 1 team.
And as soon as we say that, it gets a bit sloppy as Jalen Ward gets a breakaway lay-in. On the other end, they get a defensive stop, and now we're going to get a foul called more than likely against number 10, Austin Jort. But again, I think if you had talked to the coaching staff, Coach Brady and his coaches prior to the game, and said you can move ahead 1 minute and 25 seconds to go in the first half, we'll give you a 6-point lead, I think they would have taken that, right?
Oh yes, they would have definitely taken it.
It's getting a little physical down there now.
Yeah, and these are two teams that can both play that style of basketball, and we're starting to see it a little bit here. As Brian Zare heads to the line, shooting 2 free throws. Mentioned earlier, Zare is a local player himself from Jackson High School in Mill Creek. From the athletic director standpoint, how active or involved do you get with the recruiting process of any of these athletes? Do you kind of stand back and let your coaches do their thing, or do you?
Yeah, pretty much the coaches do, the recruiting. We step back a little bit here, and I do obviously during the recruiting process. When they call me in to talk to a player or something, I will get involved that way. But for the most part, it's them.
So right now it's Wisnubrodo with the ball, kicks it to Armstead. We're down to 1:02 to go here in the half. Nice no-look by Wisnubrodo to find number 40, Laboucaine. Laboucaine did, in fact, step out of bounds, however. So with 59 seconds to go, ball is going to go back over to Bellevue. So as far as the coaching search went and hiring Donald Brown from Bellevue, what went into that process? I mean, had you met Coach Brady before? Or?
I'd seen Coach Brady coach. I didn't really know him personally, but I'd seen him from a distance, over the last 6 years, and I always saw him, as somebody that was very vocal on the sideline, and I've watched him coach against AAU teams and stuff along that line, and I just felt like he was the right fit when he came in and interviewed with us, and had some great ideas for the program, and we're real excited about him again. His first year, he's done a splendid job.
And Jordan missing that shot. The shot clock is now turned off. We're down to 17 seconds to go here in the half. And yeah, watching Coach Brady on the sideline there, he's definitely vocal, and he moves around a lot too. He still looks like he could play a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely.
6 seconds to go. Ball continues to be swung around. Jordan with the ball gets into the lane. Shoreline bench wanted to travel. However, the refs felt otherwise, and they're going to call a foul. So with 2.9 seconds to go here in the half, Dominique Jordan is going to head to the line shooting 2. So Shoreline had a bit of a run going there for a while. They had outscored Bellevue 19-1 at one point. Bellevue, however, coming back with 6 straight points of their own, and possibly more here as Jordan heads to the line for 2. Wait the free throw here.
You gotta love the fans.
That's actually a 1-and-1, and initially they held up 2 fingers. Third time that Bellevue's missed a 1-and-1 opportunity. That last shot of the half hits the rafters, and we've come to the end of a very exciting first half. Hey, Steve Eskridge, appreciate you coming on with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and it's been an exciting game here so far, and we hope to see a even better second half.
Yes.
All right, so again, the score at halftime, Shoreline at 28, Bellevue 22. We're going to take a quick break. You are watching STSPN. Welcome back to STSPN. Our halftime score, Shoreline 28, Bellevue 22, and Coach Donald Brady, nice enough to come up with us for a minute or so before he heads over to the bench. And Coach, first of all, congratulations on a nice first half, a 6-point lead, something I'm sure if I would have offered you before the game, you would have taken, right?
Oh yeah, we definitely would have taken that. No, we were playing well. We had a little 2-minute stretch. I think we could have slowed down a little bit, but no, we're executing our game plan so far.
So now a 19-1 run at one point during that first half. What were you guys doing differently that maybe you weren't doing in the early part of the game?
We're being a little bit more aggressive. We are a kind of a ball control type team, but we're still supposed to look to score as we control the ball. And I think in that run, we started finding guys in the right places, and we were willing to shoot it, and we knocked it down.
So as far as the second half, I know that Bellevue scored the last 6 points of the half, and actually it could have been a little worse. They missed the front end of one-on-ones 3 times. What do you need to tell your players to do differently to start the second half of play?
Well, it's the same thing we started the game with. It's the execution of our defensive game plan. They're the best team in the league for a reason, so we have to come out and give an effort as good as the last one or better in the second half to try to come away with a win.
Well, great. Well, we'll let you get back down to your team there. 6-point lead in the first half. Great job on that, and good luck in the second half.
All right.
All right, perfect. So that was Coach Donald Brady joining us there briefly. Again, the score 28-22. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get you some statistics and then get you ready to go for the second half of play. Once again, the halftime score, the Shoreline Dolphins 28, the Bellevue Bulldogs 22. You're watching Yep. And welcome back to Shoreline Community College. Our halftime score, and somewhat of an upset, if you will. The Shoreline Dolphins leading the Bellevue Bulldogs 28-22. Again, this is a Bellevue Bulldog team that is currently ranked number 1 in the 32-team NWAC conference. Team that's won 11 games in a row, and they are in jeopardy of seeing that streak come to an end. Dolphins getting hot here in the first half. Let's look at some of the scoring. Let's look at some of the numbers. Field goal shooting in the first half. Shoreline 8 for 18 versus Bellevue's 9 for 31. So certainly Bellevue getting the shots up. They're just not getting them to fall. And if you're Shoreline, you've got to be happy that you're up by 6, but at the same time, you can't be happy that Bellevue's getting so many looks. If those shots start falling, this could be a very different second half. Going over some of the individual scoring here. Jalen Ward, 2 points. This is Bellevue. Jalen Ward, 2 points. Dominique Jordan, 5 points. Dominic Smith, 2 points. Brian Zare, 4 points. Corey Nevin, 5 points. And Anthony McLaughlin with 4. Looking over at Shoreline, we've got Josh Wisnubroto with 6 points. Marcus Armstead leading the team with 9 points. Skylar Kelly with 3 points. Ryan Reyes with 2. Josh Labucane with 1. Adam Johnson 5. And Antonio Foster with 2. Some of the numbers that jump out at you. Shoreline certainly winning the battle at the free throw line. They are 8 for 10 in the first half. Bellevue's 1 for 5. And as I mentioned right at the end of the first half, 3 of those Bellevue 4 misses were on the front ends of 1-and-1s. So it could have potentially been 6 points rather than 3, which is the difference in the game right now. You look at rebounds, it's fairly close. Bellevue 20, Shoreline 17. Bellevue does have 10 offensive rebounds, though. Normally, if you give up 10 offensive rebounds to a team and a half, you're not going to be ahead by 6. Fortunately for Shoreline again, Bellevue's 29% free throw shooting in the first half didn't help. Quick foul called there on Shoreline as Bellevue now has the ball. Missing the shot, that's number 32, Anthony McLaughlin. Foul was on Austin Jordan. He now has 2 for the game. 28-22. Shoreline in the lead. Traveling is going to be the call against number 24, Ryan Reyes. Ball goes over to Bellevue. Using the power of Twitter there, are we?
That is, I don't even have words for that picture.
Todd Elvick is tweeting out a picture of the 2 of us right now, sitting up here in the top row. They wait the call here. Some of the folks here wanting a flagrant foul, and they're not going to get that, but let's make it official here.
Well, they're a little bit upset about no call on that last deal that was earlier. And
they call that on Mark.
The refs are going to be in charge of keeping this game in check, and if they don't rein it in a little bit, it's going to get a little bit violent.
Marcus Armstead with his second foul. That's 2 team fouls already on Shoreline. Make that 3 as we're going to get another very quick call. This time Austin Jort picking up the foul, his 3rd. So we're 41 seconds, we're 41 seconds into the second half. Shoreline already with 3 fouls against them. See if Bellevue can exploit that a little bit. Brian Zare loses the ball, kicks it back out to Dominic Jordan. Swings it to Ward, who throws it back to Jordan. Smith with the ball right now. Bellevue keeping that ball constantly moving around. Shot is made. That's Dominic Jordan with the floater. 28-24, our first points of the second half. And quickly getting down to the other end. Skylar Kelly driving to the lane, putting up the shot, and he gets swatted from behind. Anthony McLaughlin belting that ball out of bounds. Shoreline will keep the ball, however. That shot block certainly did a lot for
that shot block was great.
The morale of Bellevue.
That tells me right now that.
And Austin Jordan answers with his first bucket of the game at 30-24. And that's exactly what Shoreline needed right there.
I am activating the replay, so
we might get some replays here from here on out. Stay tuned. Nice spin move there. That's McLaughlin. Just couldn't quite finish. He had the look he wanted from 10 or 11 feet out. Shoreline back on the other end looking for another basket. They currently lead by 6. Johnson getting his player backed into the key a little bit. Floats one up from 9 feet out and misses it. Here comes Bellevue on the other end. Ward floats one up from 17 feet out and nothing but the bottom of the net. 30-26. Shoreline by 4. 17:55 to go here in regulation. Jordan for 3. Misses that one badly off to the right. Ward coming up with it. He's looking to push Bellevue. He's going to go coast to coast. Lost the ball on his way up. It was batted away by a Shoreline player, and Bellevue will keep the possession with 30 to go on the shot clock, inbounding the ball right in front of their own bench. Dominic Smith finally swings it into McLaughlin, kicks it back out to Ward. Wisnubroto guarding Ward right now. Now switch off. Wisnubroto still on the ball, however, this time it's Smith. Ward for 3, misses that one. Scramble for it, it's still loose, and finally coming away with it with the offensive board is Dominic Smith. Kicks it to Zaire. Zaire misses the shot, however, Smith there again for the offensive rebound. Puts it back up and in, and we just mentioned this coming out of the break. Bellevue with 10 offensive boards in the first half. They've already got at least 3 or 4 here in just the first 3 minutes of the second half, and if Shoreline's going to stay in this game, they cannot continue to give Bellevue second and third looks. Missing the 3-pointer that time is Skylar Kelly. 2-point game already, and now Bellevue with a chance to either tie or take the lead. Zaire with the ball, throws it to Ward, over to Smith. Smith drives the lane, Zaire for the lead! He hits it! Brian Zaire now with 7 points on the night. 7 straight points here for the Bulldogs, and they've come back from what was a 12-point deficit in the first half to take the lead. And hitting that shot was Armstead. Answers in, and we're going to get a
2-point?
That was a 2-pointer. We're going to get a quick timeout. The score now, Shoreline 32, Bellevue 31.
Let's see if we got that Zaire shot here. Let's take a look.
We're going to look and see if we got our replay here.
Here we go, over to Zaire, up, and I have to make it a little bit longer.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It automatically, I can tell it how many seconds I want in replay, but I have to tell it ahead of time.
Dolphy the Dolphin right now throwing out shirts. So this is a game of streaks right now. Again, Shoreline earlier went on a 19-1 run to take a 28-16 lead. And then up until that last basket by Marcus Armstead, Bellevue had answered with a 16, doing the math here as I go along, it was a 16-2 run of their own, erasing a 12-point deficit and taking the lead. And now Shoreline coming back, and they've taken a 32-31 lead. So here we go, 16-21 to go in the game. Shoreline with a 1-point lead, Bellevue in the Road Blues trying to retake the lead. That's Jordan with the ball, started to drive baseline, kicked it out, and they're gonna call Jordan with the charge. Give a lot of credit to Skylar Kelly for standing his ground there. Drew the contact, and Jordan runs right into him. Jordan picking up his first foul of the game. And certainly one thing that Bellevue does have on their side, nobody other than Medallia has more than 2 fouls. Actually, everybody else has 1 foul or fewer. So really no foul trouble for Bellevue whatsoever at this point, and that's only their first foul of the half. Armstead with the ball, driving into the lane, floats one up, gets it blocked by McLaughlin. They're going to say Armstead drew contact, so he will head to the line for 2. It's McLaughlin's second. So Armstead to the line, shooting 2.
It's so stressful having the replay going.
Just an added job task for you, right?
Well, you know, especially if, you know, when you're with Oshman, because he wants all the fouls too, right? So he's like, well, did you get the foul? Because I want to get a replay on that foul.
I won't make you work that hard. How does that sound?
And don't get me wrong, I love Scott.
Scott, if you're listening, he's giving a thumbs up right now. He really does love you. Scott Oshman, one of the other broadcasters here on STSPN. 33-31, Shoreline in the lead. Bellevue looking for a backdoor. They get it as that is Smith. Spins off of the defender and lays it in. Nice patience shown by Smith there. He initially looked as though he was going to try to pass the ball off. Waited until the defenders got up in the air, then went behind them, or underneath them rather. Ward with the layup, misses it. However, shot is blocked by Reyes. Reyes does make contact, so Ward will head to the line for two, and that might be one of those fouls that ends up being a little bit of a blessing in disguise for Shoreline. Because
should we see that last shot?
We should. I didn't notice which player it was, but one of the Bellevue players was trailing and actually grabbed the ball and laid it back in.
Well, that was the shot before that.
So Ward to the line for two. Hits the first one. Puts Bellevue back in the lead, 34-33. Ward now with 5 points on the evening. Mentioned earlier, a very nice crowd here today at Shoreline Community College. And Ward misses the second shot. Baseball team is not only here in attendance, but they're making some noise in the process. Between them and the cheerleaders and Dolphy the Dolphin, who is ready to go for the second half.
Yes, he is.
We're looking good right now. He is refreshed. Saw Dolphy during the intermission there. Swing the ball around. Armstead for three. He hits it! Marcus Armstead putting the Dolphins back in the lead. 36-34. 14:49 to go here in the game. Armstead with 3 3-pointers on the game so far. Spin move by Smith. A lot of contact by both Smith and the defensive team.
Should we see that three-pointer?
It was a three for Armstead, yeah.
Okay, here it comes. And three, boop.
The beauty of instant replay.
You gotta love replay, huh?
Skylar Kelly picking up the foul. That's his first. Smith to the line is shooting two. Misses the first one. Smith on the season, a 52% free throw shooter. So if you need to put somebody on the line, he's not a bad option if you're Shoreline. And sure enough, staying fairly true to his average, he makes 1 out of 2. So Shoreline keeping the lead, 36-35, 14:34 to go in the game. Wisnu Broto with the ball right now, looking for a pick from Johnson, gets it, then he kicks it back to Johnson. Almost daring Wisnu Broto to throw up a shot over there on the right wing. He drives over, kicks it to the left. Reyes gets his defensive player in the air, went for the dunk and missed it. Nice attempt. He had the right idea there. That would have gotten the crowd all fired up. And then back on the other end, Jordan drains the three. Now has 10 on the night. Puts his team back in the lead, 38-36. Mentioned earlier, Jordan is the leading scorer for this Bellevue team on the season. Averages over 16.5 points per game. So both leading scorers hitting three-pointers in the last minute to put their teams ahead. Shoreline not able to score on that possession. And here comes Jordan once again with the layup. Blows by his defender. Lays it up from the right side and puts Bellevue ahead by 4. 40-36 with 13.5 minutes to go. Reyes back to Wisnu Broto. Looking for Kelly over there on the right wing. Trying to pick up a screen from Reyes. Does so. Johnson with the ball. Wisnu Broto back up on top. We're down to 14 on the shot clock. Armstead for three. Misses this one. Comes down to Jordan. And he looks to push the Bulldogs up the court. Expand upon that 4-point lead they already have. Here comes Jordan into the lane. Gets the basket and draws the foul. Dominic Jordan now with 7 points in the last 3 possessions. And he's going to have a chance for an 8th point as he goes to the line for the bonus.
Should we see that again?
We should see that again.
Yep, there he goes in the lane. Yep, he got smacked all right.
Waiting for them to put that foul up on the board.
Ooh, somebody's really excited over there.
Adam Johnson, his 4th foul already. So with 13:02 to go, Johnson needs to kind of watch himself on the fouls. Jordan does, in fact, hit the free throw. 43-36. You mentioned Jordan with 8 points in the last 3 times down the court. And they've now outscored Shoreline 9-0 since the 3 ball from Armstead a few moments ago that had put Shoreline in the lead. Shoreline needs something to happen right here. They're down by 7. Armstead looking to take it, goes down the lane. Underhand scoop, misses the shot, and coming away with it is Bellevue. Jordan feeling it. This time he misses a shot. Armstead trying to get the rebound, made a lot of contact with Holub, and what are they going to call here? They call Bellevue basketball. The Bulldogs are all fired up. Fans don't like it. 12:31 to go here in the game. We're going to take a break. You're watching STSPN.
Are you a wizard in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
Welcome back to STSPN. Dolphy the Dolphin entertaining the crowd here. It appears as though he's throwing socks into the crowd, I believe. New socks, I might add. Not throwing used socks into the crowd. Having worked for the Seattle Supersonics for many years in promotions, I can tell you, people like free stuff. Doesn't matter what it is. And socks qualify for that, so Dolphy nicely done, as the cheer squad also cheering off to our left here. Very energetic crowd from both sides, really. A lot of Bellevue folks here cheering their team on, and they certainly like what they've seen over the last few minutes. 43-36. By the way, right before we went to break, the ball went out of bounds. No foul was called. They simply said that Armstead had touched it last. Didn't hear what the call was there. I'm not sure. I was trying to figure that out myself. No penalty. I don't know if that was a 5-second violation or what, but at any rate, Shoreline with the ball. 12:21 to go. Reyes up on top. Looking over to Coach Brady for some instruction. That ball gets batted out of bounds as Holub stepped in front of a pass that was intended for Marcus Armstead. We'll try to maybe get a guest on here in a minute too, as Marcus's dad, Mark, is sitting off to our right here. Former Gonzaga basketball player. We get his impression on this Shoreline team and what he's seen this year so far, and even ask him what he thinks of his Zags, see if he thinks they've got a shot at a NCAA title this year. I'm looking over at him right now. He's he's very intense right now as he's watching his son out there play and watching them fall behind by 7. Nice job by Kelly. Steps around the defender, floats that one in, and he's got his 5th point of the night. 43-38. Bulldogs in the lead, 11:47 to go here in the second half. Dominic Jordan faking like he wants to shoot the NBA three, doesn't do so. The way he's been playing these last couple minutes, he might be able to do it. And Zare with a nice spin move to the hoop. Can't quite finish it though. Bellevue does maintain possession, and Holub drives the lane and gets his first bucket of the night. 45-38, 11:24 to go here in the second half. Kelly with the ball out on the wing, gets a screen from Reyes. Got Laboucaine is checked into the game now. And Wisnubroto floats one in, a little runner as he drives the lane. His first basket of the second half. He now has 10 for the ball game. 45-40, 10:58 showing on the clock, and we've got ourselves quite a ball game here. Here comes Dominic Jordan, drives the baseline, misses the shot, gets a couple of tips, neither one of which goes in. One was Andrew Medaglia, the other one was from, I believe that was Zare that went up there with the second tip. Neither one was able to fall. Here comes Shoreline on the other end. Wisnu Brodo needs to get out of that key. Coming dangerously close to a 3-second violation and finally pulls out. Going to reset the offense at the top. 14 seconds to go on the shot clock. Double teamed. Finds a wide open Kelly for three. He hits! Skylar Kelly with his second tray of the night. 5 straight points here for Shoreline. 45-43 game. And now the crowd really in an uproar. They're chanting defense and they're getting excited. Holdup drives the lane, kicks it out to a wide open Nevin. Rims it in and out. Ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say it was last touched by Bellevue. Shoreline with a chance to either tie or take the lead. .9:58 showing on the clock. Antonio Foster checking back into the game, and he will inbound the ball for Shoreline. Foster, along with Wisnu Brodo, bringing up the ball, getting it over the half-court line. 24 to go on the shot clock. Laboucaine also into the game, as is Armstead and Kelly. Wisnu Brodo with the ball. He's down to 15 on the shot clock. Gets around Zaire, kicks over to Armstead. Armstead thought about the three, kicks over to a wide open Wisnu Brodo. Hits it! Josh Wisnu Brodo with his first tray of the game. Could not have come at a better time. Puts the Dolphins in the lead, 46-45. This is a game of streaks, and right now Shoreline with the momentum. 8 straight points. Jordan with an open three. He missed the shot. Ward gets the rebound, dishes it down to McLaughlin. Puts Bellevue back in the lead. Back and forth action here. This is exciting. 8:59 to go on the clock. It is anybody's game right now. Skylar Kelly on the right wing. Laboucaine throws it over to Wisnu Brodo. To Armstead. Fakes the three, drives the right side, floats one up. What's the call? They're going to say no basket. Foul happened before the shot.
What was it?
Or was it? Let's see what they do call here. They're going to call McLaughlin with his 3rd foul. However, again, it was not a shooting foul. Only the 3rd foul in the half on Bellevue, so Shoreline will inbound the ball underneath the hoop. Armstead for three! Off the mark. He's trying to put his team back ahead again. Well, with Bellevue coming away with it, they've already got a 1-point lead and they're looking for more. Holub spins off the defender, drives the lane, puts the shot up. Falls short, and they're going to say a block was committed by Shoreline. Fans don't like it. It was a bit of a late whistle. I believe they're going to call that one on Kelly. Let's see what they put up on the board. No, they're actually going to call it against Laboucaine, his 3rd. So step into the line as Holub hits the first shot. 48-46. Holub is 75% free throw shooter. Gets the second one to drop as well. 46-49. Shoreline trailing by 3. 8:20 to go here in the game. Wisnu Brodo bringing the ball up. Being guarded by Ward. Steps back, takes a play call from the sideline as Coach Brady calling the plays over there. Wisnu Brodo still dribbling the ball around. Fakes past Ward, puts up a 16-footer and ices it. Nice shot by Wisnu Brodo. Started to drive around Ward. I thought he was going to take it into the key. He pulls up from behind the free throw line, drains the bucket, and we've got ourselves one heck of a game still. 49-48. Zaire loses the ball as Wisnu Brodo batted it away from behind. Foster comes up with it, kicks it over to Armstead, who then throws it to Wisnu Brodo, who resets the offense on the left side of the court from where we're sitting right now. Armstead with the ball, looking for a cutter, finds Kelly. Kelly back to Armstead, fakes the three, drives the lane, pulls up from 14 feet out. Just a bit too hard off the back iron. Bellevue coming away with it. That was McLaughlin with the rebound. 7:06 to go here. Bellevue by 1. Bellevue winning the first match of the year between these two teams by 12. Certainly we're getting a much closer game here tonight. Down to 13 on the shot clock. Jordan with the ball, kicks it back to Ward. A few feet behind the three-point line. Jordan's going to take the open three. No, he tries to dish it down low. Throws it off of Armstead's legs. Floats a 25-footer up. I'm not sure why he fired it up that quickly. He still had a few seconds left on the shot clock. I think he panicked a bit. Barely caught the front of the iron. The ball comes down to Shoreline. And with 6:27 to go, Shoreline trailing by 1. They've got a chance to take the lead. Kick it to Armstead. Armstead driving the right side. Kicks it back open to a wide open. Wishnabrodo misses the shot. Just rolls off the rim. That would have given Shoreline a 2-point lead had it gone in. Bellevue now with the 1-point lead, looking for more. So again, the student body here, chanting defense. Nice job, dish down low. Hole up with the assist. Brian Zaire going up with the basket. Zaire now has 9 points on the night, 51-48 in favor of Bellevue. Foster drives the lane, draws the defenders in, kicks it down to Laboucaine. It misses the shot, gets it partially blocked. Bellevue now looking to expand on their 3-point lead. McLaughlin baseline, kicks it out to Ward. Ward's going to put up a 3 off the front iron. Everybody going up for it. We get a foul whistle. Let's see what they're going to call. Apparently against Shoreline. It's going to be called on Antonio Foster, his second. It is the 7th, and to make that the 8th team foul against Shoreline. We'll send McLaughlin to the line shooting 1-1. We mentioned in the first half, Bellevue was 0-3 on 1-1 attempts. See if McLaughlin can break that streak. He does. McLaughlin coming into the game shooting 80% from the free throw line. It's 32 for 40 on the year. Dolphy walking into our screen there, trying to get the crowd fired up. McLaughlin with another basket, and once again, Bellevue building a bit of a lead. They're now up by 5. However, every time they've done that thus far tonight, Shoreline seems to have an answer. Wishnabrodo kicks it out to Foster. He has it on the baseline. Finds a nice cutting Laboucaine, kicks it out to Wishnabrodo. Wishnabrodo in the lane, floats one over the head of the defender. Gets it to fall. He has 9 points here in the second half alone. To go for it with his 8 in the first half, 17 for the game. 53-50, Bellevue with the lead. 4:49 to go here on the clock. Brian Zaire down low, lays it up and in. Zaire now with 11, 55-50. Wishnabrodo kicks it out to Johnson. Back to Wishnabrodo, floats one up from 16 feet out. He's feeling it right now, missed that shot. McLaughlin comes flying in for the defensive board. And Bellevue now very content, just bringing the ball up very slowly, setting up their offense.
You know, we're going to wind up being disconnected here with all that vibration.
Oh, no. The crowd is into it tonight, aren't they? The shot is missed.
Yeah, what the audience can't see is when you hear that that stomping, the whole everything we have is shaking.
Yeah, I think if we told them to calm it down a little bit right now, I don't think they'd listen to us. It's Reyes.
I think that's part of the fun of being here live.
Absolutely. This is a fun, energetic crowd right now, and I'm not going to be the one to tell them to keep it down a little bit.
Oh, no. I was just trying to warn in case there was some kind of like little glitch.
If you see us hop off the air, it's because something exciting's happening, right? Dominic Smith picked up the foul, his second, and stealing the ball is Jalen Ward. 3:45 to go. Jalen Ward with the ball right now, being guarded by Wishnabrodo. Kicks over to Jordan. Jordan's going to drive the right side. Floats a shot up, missed it. McLaughlin coming away with another big offensive rebound. Jordan back to Smith. Acted like he might want to take the three, kicks it back out, and that one's going to go over and back. Jordan's arguing it was tapped or touched. Referees think differently, and they're going to give the ball to Shoreline. 3:18 to go in the game, a 5-point game.
Good game.
A very good game right now. Marcus.
Oh, you got to love the live crowd, huh?
Yeah, the headsets
And
didn't
they're
enable
all
me to hear
laughing.
what they were saying, but
Yeah, well, I couldn't hear it either, but I heard it. You know.
they're into it right now. And hey, why not? It's Saturday night. We're having some fun here at Shoreline Community College. We've got a great game going on.
Oh, this is a gas.
A lot of contact off the ball. They're going to call Dominic Smith for the foul, his third. I'm glad we're not doing a triple header tonight because I don't think I'm going to have a voice left after this, quite frankly.
Yeah, you sound like you're on your way out there. You've only got 3 minutes left.
If we get a timeout here, I might need to pop a Ricola to try to get the throat back. But yeah, certainly it's a game worth losing your voice over. This is fun.
Well, we sure appreciate you coming out and doing it.
Reyes missed the shot but did draw the foul. He's going to head to the line shooting 2. Going to call that foul against number 10, Brian Zaire, his second.
Nope. See, we got a little bit on both sides.
We've got a very I wouldn't call it a neutral crowd. Certainly, it's a little more in favor of Shoreline, and rightfully so. It's their home, but
But up where we are, we've got a few Bellevues that are.
I was just going to say we've got a nice contingent of Bellevue fans here, and ball was left way short by Reyes as he misses that one. He was 2 for 2 in the first half from the free throw line. Misses the second one as well, and that's a bad time to miss 2 free throws as they still trail by 5. We're now showing 3:02 left on the clock.
Those are going to come back and bite you.
And we get a timeout called by Bellevue. 3 minutes even to go. Do not go anywhere. We've got ourselves a tight game. You're watching STSPN.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
Here you go.
Farrington, does that sound right? For Farrington, and then looks like they're both from Farrington.
Delphi's throwing something into the crowd again. You are back.
Right. And we are back again at Shoreline Community College, and we've got a great game going on, 55-50. And as talked about earlier, we have a little guest with us right now, Mark Armstead, joining us, the father of Marcus. And Mark, you've played basketball for a lot of years. You've coached it. I know you played at Gonzaga. Got to be a little bit stressful for you, though, being the father of a player, right? Does that change the way you watch a game?
It's way more stressful watching your kid play. As I always say, the best coaches are in the stands, usually the parents and all the fans. But it is very stressful, but it's awesome to watch as well, just seeing him fulfill his dreams and whatnot.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier, I had a chance to cover him quite a bit his senior year, covering games for Milling Terrace High School, and I can't say that I'm overly surprised that he's doing as well as he is, but 16 points per game and leading the team, that's something else.
Oh, man, it's awesome to watch, and just the fact that he's out here playing against some really great competition from all over the state, pretty much.
Reyes gets the steal there, so he's got the ball right now. 2:43 to go in the game. Wisnabroda with the ball, looking for Armstead right now, and finds him, trying to pick up a screen. Back to Johnson, fakes the three, swings it around to number 12. It's Wisnabroda. Kelly with the ball. 15 to go on the shot clock. Armstead down low. And Dad, go ahead and assess that play. Was that a travel or a foul?
That was a foul. That was a travel.
Armstead just getting caught in that key there a little bit, and a little bit of uncertainty. Did he want to shoot? Did he want to dish it? And shuffled the feet a bit, and turnover with 2:21 to go. And this is a Bellevue team, we mentioned it earlier, undefeated on the year, and a team that hasn't lost to anybody, and we can kind of see why, right?
Yeah, we've played them tough the last couple of games, but this Bellevue team is phenomenal, man. I mean, they got some really good athletes out here, and it's just amazing to watch us do how well we can do against them.
And Dominic Jordan driving into the lane. The ball got away from him. And they did, in fact, call a foul. I thought Jordan just flat out lost it, but the refs said otherwise. We'll keep it here with you right now while we've got you. So 2:04 to go, 55-50. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, too. You played for Gonzaga back in what years?
91 to 93. We were the foundation for how good they are right
There
now.
you go. You got to throw that in there.
Absolutely.
So what, ranked number 2 in the nation right now? Is that
Ranked
right?
number 2. We're waiting for Kentucky to lose, but you know, Gonzaga is looking really tough right now. They're really big. They got some really good guys out there. Sabonis is doing a lot of work out there, and our guards are tremendous. So I'm really happy to see how good they're doing this year, and they really deserve that number 2 ranking.
Now, I was just going to ask you because I know you know basketball very well, and there are folks probably throughout the country that say, well, they play in a smaller conference, they don't get tested as much. Is this a team this year that could legitimately, as Jordan makes the first free throw, 56-50, is it a team that legitimately could contend for a title?
I really believe so. I mean, we have the guard play. We have a couple of guards that we have transfers coming out. I think we have the one kid from Vanderbilt. We have the kid from USC. And then we're really big. I mean, we got the big guy in the middle, 7 feet, 300-something pounds. We got Sabonis. I mean, it is a team that really can legitimately go to the Final Four and do something.
So Jordan missing the second of the 2 free throws. 56-50. We're now down under 2 minutes to go. Wisnobroda with the ball going one-on-one with Jordan. Tries to float it over the head of the defender. Gets it to Reyes. Reyes drives the lane. Lays it up. Misses the layup. Had the look he wanted. Brian Zare coming away with it. Ward kicks it over to Smith.
Yeah, he had his feet. That was definitely, he had his feet planted there, I think.
Nice job by, I guess that was Foster that picked up the charge. Okay, I wanted to make sure of that before I said it. Foster does a nice job of drawing the charge. So, Mark, you had a chance to watch this Shoreline team quite a bit this year, obviously, with your son out there. What do they need to do in the second half of the season to make the playoffs?
They got to keep hitting the open shots like they do. They're a little bit streaky, but when they're making their shots, they're a tough team. We also have some really good rebounding. We just got to make sure that we team rebound, stay out there, get all the boards that we can. But really, as long as they continue to run their offense and play team ball, they're going to be one of the tougher teams.
Having trouble getting the ball in initially. Jordan bats it away. Fortunately for the Dolphins, it did not touch Skylar Kelly at all. So Reyes will attempt to throw this ball in one more time. This is a team that has the perimeter shooter, so really down by 6 with 1:40 to go. Not necessarily where the position you want to be in, but this is a team that can come back from that, right?
With the shooters we have, definitely. We have the kid Skylar out here from Spokane. I think he's in the top 15 for three-point shooting. Marcus, once he gets hot, and Reyes as well. He's another kid that's a tough three-point shooter.
And Kelly draws the foul from Jordan as he drives baseline. 7th foul against
1-1.
Bellevue, so 8th foul rather, so that's going to put them in 1-1. So Skylar Kelly, not only a good three-point shooter, a good free throw shooter as well.
Yeah, I mean, the kid he didn't start off too hot, but he's been coming along. And like I said, he's in the, I want to say, in the top 15 for three-point percentage. I mean, the kid is really nice. He's got a great-looking shot. And he's from Spokane, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
As a Gonzaga alum, you're all right with that, huh?
Exactly.
So Kelly to the line, shooting 1-1. And misses it. That's the 3rd straight free throw that these Dolphins have missed. You might have jinxed him a little bit there, as Reyes had missed 2 earlier as well. Need a big defensive stop, and they're going to call a timeout.
Yeah, I thought maybe that those free throws are going to come back and haunt them.
And it's doing that right now. Well, hey, I'll let you go watch the game with your family, but had to get you on for a few minutes.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, Mark.
Go Fins and go Hawks.
Go Fins, go Hawks, go Zags.
Go
Everybody
Zags.
else. There you go.
Thank you.
So Mark Armstead joining us. Going to go let him be a dad again for the last minute and 16 seconds. 56-50. Great guy to talk to, by the way. Mark is just an all-around good guy and knows his basketball.
Well, you had a lot of fun guys on today.
Yeah, we've done a nice job with that, huh?
Boy, I tell you what, mixing that in is... That's one thing nice about having you come call the game, because you know everybody.
At least today I did. There's some days you walk into a gym and you don't recognize faces. There's others where there's more than one.
Yeah, that's true.
So 76 ticks left on the clock. If you are Shoreline, you need a big defensive stop right here.
Yeah, I tell you what, when it's down to this last 60 seconds or 70 seconds worth of time, and you've got to hit, 2 or 3 scores for sure. It's tight.
Hey, while we're thinking about it, this is not the last game that we're broadcasting this year on STSPN.
It is not.
You've got. Is it every home game from here on out?
That's the word we've got from the athletic department.
So as I try to scramble to find my proper sheet here, we have the home schedule right here, or we have the schedule right here. Next home game, Valentine's Day.
Or the 14th.
Week from today against Bellevue. Oh, wait, no, that's Bellevue today. Against Olympic. It'd be weird if they were playing them 2 weekends in a row.
That would be.
So if you don't have any plans on Valentine's Day, or maybe bring your date here. Who knows? It's could be a fun environment.
It's a good time here.
If she enjoys basketball, if not, you might want to think about doing something else. But
well, how could she be your date if she didn't like basketball?
I can vouch for that from my own standpoint. Zaire misses a shot along the baseline, and Reyes initially comes down with a rebound. They're going to say Zaire made contact. Might have been a little bit of a bail out there as Reyes just flat out couldn't come up with the rebound at first. And Zaire came in to contest a little bit, and as he turned around, Reyes was right there bobbling the basketball, and we get a foul call. I like it when fans yell clean things at the referee.
Absolutely. Yeah, boo on you.
Boo on you is clean. Yeah.
That is absolutely okay. Earlier we had a little bit different, but
not from the same fan, mind you.
No.
And Reyes misses the front end of a 1-and-1, and this is really hurting this Bellevue team right now. That's 4 straight free throws they've missed.
I have a feeling I know what they're going to be practicing on Monday.
And with 44.8 seconds to go, and 10 fouls against Shoreline already.
Coach is going to put him at the line and just say, here, start shooting.
Jalen Ward is heading to the line shooting 2. Now, early in the game, it was the other way around. It was Bellevue that was missing the free throws in the first half, and now it's
Do they do that at college? They make them shoot 3 throws or free throws?
I'm sure they shoot plenty of free throws in college. You don't stop once you get to this level, that's for sure. So the fans cheering right now. Ward, the number 2 leading scorer on the season for the Bulldogs, hits the first one. Only a 65% free throw shooter on the year.
Yeah, I think they hit the second one. That's going to ice it.
And we get a quick timeout here. We'll take a break. 44.8 seconds to go. You're watching STSPN.
Ideas in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
And welcome back to Shoreline College. Steve Willits along with Todd Elvick. 44.8 seconds to go. Bellevue with a 7-point lead. And as we mentioned before, we are slated to bring you the rest of the games, the home games anyway, throughout the Shoreline season. 3 more dates on the calendar. Next Saturday night against Olympic. It should be a 2 o'clock and a 4 o'clock time, much like today. On the 18th, Watt comes to town, and that's the game that the athletic director, Steve Eskridge, was talking to us about earlier. That's the night they're going to celebrate and rededicate this particular gym right here. A lot of things planned for that game, and it's also part of the 50-year celebration, so coming out that night, that's February 18th. And then February 25th is the final home game of the year, and that will be against Everett Community College, and all of those games will be broadcasted right here. 58-50. Armstead with the ball, pulls up from 14 feet out, hits the basket.
It's it.
Big basket there. They needed that one right now.
Count it.
A little more exciting when it's not a 6-point game, but we'll still take it at any rate right now. Basket is yet to go up on the board. Hopefully. Fans helping out the...
I caught you doing the same thing. You were pointing
that to the... There they go. They got it right now. I wonder if sometimes scoreboard operators do that just to have a little fun with the fans and see if they notice.
I would.
I would too, because you know everybody in the gym, or the half the gym, is going to yell that you don't have it right. As Jordan connects on the first free throw, 59-52. Bellevue ahead by 7, 26.6 seconds to go. Make it an 8-point game as Jordan continues to put those free throws in. Wishnabrodo kicks it out. Foster with the three. Drains it. There we go. Antonio Foster with his first tray of the night. He now has 5 points. And with 16.3 seconds to go, we have a 5-point game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching STSP.
Shoreline Community College and Puget Sound Auto Dealers Association have been recognized internationally for its pioneering in finding a new way to deliver technical training for automotive repair.
And welcome back once again to Shoreline Community College. Antonio Foster with the huge three-point shot, pulling the Dolphins within 5 with 16.3 seconds to go. Certainly Shoreline's still going to need a little help if they're going to pull out the miraculous comeback here, but they definitely took one giant step in that direction with that Foster three-pointer. Ward to inbound the ball, gets it to Jordan. And immediately, Wishnabrodo with the foul, which will send Jordan to the line, shooting 2 more free throws.
Now, there's a different rule in prep versus college and throwing it in. They can run back and forth on the end of the
You can. You can run down the inbound, yeah. Or as far as you're inbounding it along the baseline. You can't do that on the sideline. That would make it interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You can run all over the place. Don't worry about crossing that center court line. You just run right along the baseline or the sideline the entire way. Jordan makes another free throw. Unofficially, we've got him at 6 for 7 from the free throw line in this half. Didn't attempt any free throws in the first half. Also unofficially have him at 20 points for the game. Make that 21. Ahead of his average, which is 16 points per game. 62-55. Wishnabrodo kicks it to Kelly. Kelly for 3. Leaves it a bit short. Armstead up with a rebound. Floats it up. Misses the shot, but draws the foul.
Uh-oh.
Armstead will shoot 2 free throws with 3 seconds to go.
I guess there he goes again. I didn't see it, but
7-point game with 3 seconds to go. I think if you're a fan, you don't need to worry about the referees too much at this point. It's Armstead now stepping to the line. And that free throw gives him 16, right at his average for the season. See if he's able to surpass that with one more attempt. So with the win, Bellevue increases their overall record to 21-2. 8-0 in the region play, as far as conference play is concerned. Shoreline's going to fall to 8-13 on the season, 3-5 within conference play as Armstead misses the second attempt. And that is the end of the ball game. Our final score today from Shoreline Community College, the Bellevue Bulldogs 62, the Shoreline Dolphins 56, and Todd Elvick.
Hey, you know, I just want to add one thing here.
Sure.
They are definitely not an 8-13 team.
Not at all, no.
Play, I got to tell you, I just wanted to make that comment because, you know, Bellevue is that good, but I'm just saying Shoreline is definitely not a 8-13 team.
Well, again, and these teams they do have a ranking system, and right now Bellevue's ranked number 1 out of all 32 teams in the NWAC. you just played the number 1 team and you had a 12-point lead at one point. That just obviously you would have felt a lot better with the victory today, but you have to look at this game and feel pretty good about where you stand and how your team's looking right now.
That's true.
And yeah, just looking back at the season early on here, and some of those games that they played early were against teams from Oregon and larger schools. But hey, 3-5, and you've gotten the big thing here for them. They've gotten Bellevue out of the way, the number 1 team in the league. They've already played them twice. They don't have to see them again until possibly the playoffs, and they played them tough. So you got to walk away feeling good about that, but also at the same time, you know that you had your opportunities. Could have very easily won this ball game with a few breaks and maybe a few free throws down the stretch. But at any rate, if you're Shoreline, you got to feel pretty good about moving on in these final 6 games.
Yep. All right. Well,
are we done? That's
we
it?
are. Boy,
2 basketball games and
a long day.
80 minutes of action, and it was a good time. I appreciate you having me on here and
hey, no, it's a good
filling
time.
in for you guys. So Todd Elvick, thank you very much. So 2 basketball games in the books, both men's and women's games going to Bellevue. They won the first game 57-39, and they win the nightcap here, the men's game, 62-56. So again, for everybody involved with it, we appreciate the Shoreline Community College Athletic Department for all their help, and Steve Eskridge, and certainly don't want to forget Jamie for helping us out here as well, and for all the folks who joined us on the broadcast tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Boy, it was a really good broadcast.
We appreciate that. So again, next Saturday, 2 o'clock start.
Yes.
We'll have the women's game first, followed by the men's game, and that will once again be Shoreline versus Olympic right here on STSPN. We appreciate you watching.